when I started, it was before the pandemic again. By the way, during the pandemic, I took no time off. We just did all the Zoom shit until Carl and I found a place and started a mic.
How was the Zoom stuff? Because I was out of it at that point.
We only
Zoom
did it,
open mic?
Yeah, we did it for like 6 months.
So a job.
Basically. So what it would be like is it would be
so
like
my job.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is that your job?
No, I'd be on Zoom calls and that's what it feels like.
But it was with a lot of people?
Sometimes.
Kind of, yeah. When you have like a meeting.
Like I've had to talk and then there's like 170 people on the other thing.
I hate it.
So we built so Carl and I had an open mic right before I left that job in the city. And then right before then, I started working with Carl. We did an open mic and it was really good. The Boiler Room.
Whoa.
You guys were the one that started the Boiler Room?
We didn't start it. No. We restarted it but Jonesy, I believe, was one of the first people who started it. And then I was running it for a little bit. And then when I got the job in the city, I couldn't run it. And so I think No Filter Paul did, and then eventually it stopped. They were going to bring it back. Carl went there and they were like, we're not going to do it without Yusef, because I made people buy a lot of drinks, because at the time I was drinking very heavily. I don't anymore, but I was at the time. But it makes you want, if you do that and you're like, yo, I'm drinking, and it's almost like a constant ad. So sometimes those ads freaking work on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, okay, I'm hungry and I see a Wendy's ad, I might fucking want to get some Wendy's.
Right.
Oh, that works for me all the time late at night. I'm like, oh, that does look good.
Right.
All of a sudden there's like a KFC chicken and waffles ad. And I'm like, how did you do this to me?
You guys got to get streaming services. No commercials.
Oh, yeah. So
I've got Hulu with ads. I'm a broke bitch.
Yeah. No,
Dude,
I
tried to make this a bit. My Hulu ads was running ads for a Maserati dealership.
Yeah.
Who
has Hulu with ads that's buying a Maserati? Like you have to be the cheapest cunt in all the world to be able to buy a $300,000 car, but go, I refuse to pay $11 for Hulu with no ads. I'll pay $9 and watch ads. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even it's ridiculous that I'm paying to watch the ads. Just pay $3 more. There's no ads. I won't do it. I'm still putting the ads on. I had it on earlier. I watch less Hulu. I bootleg Hulu shows so I don't have to watch the ads. But I'm still paying for the Hulu with ads. Why am I a lunatic? Dude. What's wrong with me, people?
Now you know the podcast has started.
Fix me. I'm broken.
Yeah.
No, you're
I'm going to start it like there.
I need that rocket fuel app. God knows how many subscriptions I'm paying for.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to have that. I keep taking my money. I don't know. I don't want to know how badly I'm being robbed.
Yeah, every time I look, I'm like, something's got to go.
Yeah. Do you guys watch Black Mirror?
I watched the newest one for no reason.
I didn't see the newest season yet. How is it good?
The newest season is very good.
So you saw the Thronglets. You seen that shit?
Yeah, I saw that one. But before that one, there was the one about just the wife that needed the surgery, and then the subscription shit.
Right, that was crazy.
That is scary as fuck, because I absolutely see
that
the
was
world is
real,
going to go that way.
So real.
They're going to start making you. They're going to first slowly just get you to pay a light subscription for something, and then now for it to work, we're going to make you pay more and more and more, because I think that's what they're trying to do.
Like BMW with the heated seats, you have to pay monthly for your heated seats now.
Oh, so
not just that either. It's like other shit too.
I bet you cars. You know how like when your printer says it runs out of ink, and then they just won't print anymore, even if you fill it up, because they have like some chip that does that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if in the future cars just won't turn on because you're past when you were getting your oil changed.
Oh my God.
When you did this or that, and it's like, no, you're past.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm away visiting my dad in Florida. His car has to go. He's got a Mercedes, an old, like a 2013. We're not loaded. Take it easy. Nice one, I'm not a Nepo baby. I've got nothing. I'm a poor, just like you. All right. So, he goes. He's got to put his car in for service. They give him a loaner. They give him like a hybrid loaner, like a hybrid SUV. You know this fucking thing just shuts off on you?
Oh, at the light?
Well, but like he ran into the store and he's like, just sit in the car. The hybrid after like 2 minutes just shuts off and goes, you should get out. It's too hot for pets and people in here. Wow. And I'm like, no, keep the air on. I'm sitting there like, nope, the environment says, fuck you. You'll sweat to death in this car.
Yo, that's crazy.
And then I'm like, next time I go, Dad, since you took the keys, turned off. Leave the key. Dude, it left the keys. The car was like, still, no, fuck you. You can't leave this running.
Whoa.
It's off. And I'm like, I will never. This is nothing about the environment. This is all about control.
Bro.
They have this. The car that you just spent $60,000 for is now telling you how much air conditioning you can have. I was irate.
That's absolutely terrifying.
That's a Black Mirror episode.
Oh, how about this? well, look. Let's say
I lived it.
No, but let's say you had no idea about that, and it was 80 or 90 or 100 degrees. You're in fucking Arizona.
It's 90 degrees in Florida. Yeah,
in Florida, perfect.
My dog would have been dead.
Well,
Mercedes,
exact, or even a kid. You
Yes.
let the kid in there? No, a dog can't get out. A dog's not going to know how to open the doors. But a kid, what the kid's going to, it says, I got to get out. And now a kid just standing outside of a car by himself.
Now he's being trafficked. He's on Epstein's Island. All because of you, Mercedes.
That's how my gym teacher got arrested.
Allegedly.
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 But that is, like,
I forget my
the kid's going to have to get out, like... And if it's a kid, some of the kids are like baked potatoes. They're just gonna sit there. If it's a baby, it doesn't know to get out. Yeah. It's hot. It's just gonna sweat.
You don't think that's like a button or a mode?
I don't know.
No, this was very much like it was very much a German authoritative.
There's probably something in there. There's probably something because that shit where it shuts off at the red light. You can turn that off.
Can you turn that off?
Because that is the most
infuriating,
stupid thing ever. Because what happens if your car just doesn't want to turn back on, and now you're stuck?
And and anybody will tell you,
and how much gas do you fucking?
You're not saving any gas because everyone will tell you, oh, it's the starting it back up takes a lot of gas. I thought
evidently the way it starts up isn't as because if you listen to it, the way they start up, it sounds like almost a lot quicker than when we crank our regular engine from cold.
Right.
Like that one, especially in the cold, it'll take like 2 seconds.
But it was the worst advertisement for hybrid because I'm like, I would never buy a hybrid now after this experience because I'm like, my car, I'm not spending all this money for the car to tell me what to do. Fuck you. There's enough people telling me what to do everywhere I go. I don't want to be told. I don't need my fucking car giving me fucking instructions. I got bad enough. I work at CVS now. Okay, none of the coupons work. I can't go anywhere where I'm not working there now or harassed by the people there. Now my car's gonna boss me around. I can't have it. I can't do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I know you would agree with me on this. Yeah. I couldn't wait to have you on because I'm like, there's a man who agrees with me.
Oh yeah. Why you don't? You think these cars?
No, I know. He's pretty much on this my side.
I was thinking about getting a word in soon.
Yeah, I debate.
I'm sorry.
No,
I debate ChatGPT since recently pretty often.
I have taken over Ray's podcast.
And so I'm pretty good at
no, I love it. There would be nothing. It'd be like that goldfish, like, You
are a full-grown man. You should know not to harass children.
It's just like he has this fat guy on who just yells at him every episode. It's just a fat guy who yells at him every episode. That's what the show is. It's just a fat guy yelling at him. And they're in sunglasses.
No, well, that.
And there's a weird picture of Tim Dillon in high school in the background for some reason.
Oh, it's over there?
No, somebody commented that they thought, they said, why is there a picture of Tim Dillon in high school? Yeah, that is me.
Man. Changed.
This is great.
All right, you look the same.
So you want this to you want this to be like a comic heavy episode?
I don't care. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm down.
Well,
I talk comedy, conspiracy, whatever the fuck you guys want.
We could do, because I assume like this, if we did like talk comedy, you could have very good insight. You're one of those guys. You really pull out the scroll, Socrates.
Oh, thank you.
But also
you're a writer too.
Because we just be bullshitting.
Yeah.
I pitched myself to Angel Reese, a date to Angel Reese.
We'll be like talking about like
the shenanigans I was
like
up to.
100 men verversus GLORILLA. You know what I mean?
How many just beating everyone off?
Why are you beating up that black woman?
Jesus. Did you see the bouncer? The better video was the bouncer versus 100 women. Did you see that video? The guy just beating the bouncer.
Yeah.
He's just standing over that woman in red, just raining down blows upon her. And I'm just like, what is happening in this video?
And he has like a gun on his side too, and he doesn't.
Good for him for not once reaching.
Right. He's like, I just have the conscious decision that I just want to.
He's like, I just get to punch all these women in the face. He's so excited.
He goes, unlimited ammo with fists.
That reminds me of
There's
that.
100 women. I don't have 100 rounds, but I got unlimited ammo.
Yes.
Bingo.
Reminds me of the meme. Did you ever see the meme? It's like that. It's like the Filipino cop with the baton, and he's like got it back. He's about to like fucking like whack somebody, and he's got the biggest, most enjoyable, diabolical smile on. And the meme's always like, find a job you love as much as this Filipino cop beating people over the head with a club. Like the joy in his face while he's got this club bag, he's about to wallop whoever it is. Man. It's so funny.
Yeah, when they get mad.
There's so many videos like that too.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I missed a viral video at the airport. I was so pissed. There was like a little kid like causing chaos, like knocking over garbages and like running all over. And I got like just the very end of it.
It's because you can't discipline your kids anymore.
I said, no, you can't. The funny thing is, if anybody had like grabbed that kid and smacked him, people would be like, you can't do that. Let him terrorize the airport.
yeah, I feel like I used to see kids get smacked all the time when I was in like a store.
I was constantly being smacked as a kid. Now, if I said that, my dad would be like, we never once did it. Like, they pretend like this revisionist history, like they've never once smacked me.
Well, it's like one thing and I never saw it in public, if you just started hitting your kid for no reason. But if they misbehaved and a kid got hit, it was almost like other kids also were around like, oh shit.
Yeah, he fucked that.
That's happening.
Right.
If we misbehave, our parents might have an idea on how to solve that problem real quick.
Well, and there's the difference between
it's a lot like what prison should be in jail. It should be a thing that deters you. Like, I don't want to go there. Oh shit, I won't do this crime because I don't want to do the time kind of thing.
The fear of being raped in jail keeps me in line, very much so.
Very much like probably rich people who can avoid it because they can hire good lawyers and whatnot. I bet you that's what some of these spoiled kids are going to be like. They're just going to be able to do whatever the fuck they want because their parents can't really discipline them in any way, and they know that. So you're not going to do anything. If I want to,
plus they're not in that environment where they're gonna see another kid get hit, right?
Ever,
because that's what it was too. It's like if it wasn't you, then it was you want to be him.
Yep.
Or it was like my parents would just tell me like
you're next.
Yeah, or just like I'd be like, man, like like remember when you hit me, Dad?
Yes.
Instead of him being like, no, we would never do that. It's like, we got it worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's nothing. Yeah. You got nothing. I'll give you something to cry about.
And then they just go down the family tree. He got hit with a hammer, and his father before his father got hit with the shovel. And you're like,
how did they even
you
survive?
Must
That's why they had so many kids, because a lot of them just died from beating.
Dead from being beaten with shoes and spoons. Like,
I used to think that was like only Italian people. I was way happier when
if you don't discipline your kid,
when other people got it too.
Yeah,
they wind up very bad.
Well, it's like this.
If you don't discipline
it's like that old adage is like where that thing where you say like, oh, that you can tell when somebody's never been in a fight because the way they talk, like they're running their mouth like they've never been in a fight, and it's like almost like you kind of need that swift kick in the face.
Oh,
to learn not to fuck up like that again.
A punch or two in the nose will put you in line quickly.
Yeah. Like, but you know what you what's acceptable and what's you're like,
oh yeah. But that helps you a lot in life. It does. You know, because you know that guy who like you're talking to your boss like, hey sir, can I have off at 4 o'clock? And then the other guy is like you're not gonna not let me off at 4 o'clock, right? Oh
yeah.
In the dumb theory of things, but there's always that guy who like stands out. And it's like more like unwritten, but it's like, oh, you can tell that guy never got.
No, yeah, nobody coached him. Yeah, he didn't get
certain people. Yeah, the way they run their mouth. And then you're almost like, oh, you're gonna.
The no filter.
I hope I'm around you when
finally you find out.
Yeah, like I'm surprised. Ming hasn't had
she's close
because she actually will get in people's face. And she hasn't fought anybody in front of me like throwing shit pretty much for the most part. But like no physical contact. But like the way she does that thing where she just gets on stage and just starts talking shit to people, which is fine, Ming. I know that's what you like to do. I'm surprised.
She's still on IG. I don't see her anymore on Instagram.
I think she's having a baby or something.
Wow.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Have you had anybody try to fight you?
No, thank God. I was trying to think if I ever got. I mean, other people tried to fight other comics, and I got in there to help out, but nobody ever tried to fight me. I don't know. I was never like I'm a bigger guy now than I was when I first started comedy.
Right.
I was more just fat, and then I got really skinny, and then I started getting jacked. But people never fucked with me. I think because like I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I'm always able to de-escalate That like people were fucking talking shit about me on the Ming video, for example, because I was trying to de-escalate the situation. But like that's what I rather do because nothing good comes from a fucking fight.
No, and not anymore.
You know what I mean?
There really isn't anything.
And once you get to a certain age, you're almost like it's not worth the risk.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to get hurt. Either.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's how I felt with the City Lounge thing with the biker.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, he freaked
Yeah.
me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you there that night?
That was like a couple nights ago, right?
Yeah.
I was worried
I
for
literally
Ray's
talked about it on
safety.
my podcast because I didn't know you were.
I was worried about Ray's safety.
Is that that's not what Yob said something about that? Was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
You?
so, yeah,
You were making
so-
fun of bikers or some shit.
Why? There was more after that he was like weird about or something? That guy?
Look, the biker guy didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
He didn't say anything. He just literally kept giving me weird looks. Like he must have thought I was recording him on my phone or some shit. Because sometimes when I have the stand up, it'll just be literally like that.
Oh.
And then I'm just like playing my
No,
game
he
on
was
my
not
phone.
in a good mood.
He did not seem like he was.
And they were like a 1%er group who's like a support club for like a real fucking
Yeah, so
outlaw club.
do you
So they're
remember
like
the joke
super
I said or
sensitive
no? I
about
didn't even notice
fucking
it.
like recording shit probably too. They're probably heightened about like being recorded like sort of surveillance aspect of it.
Yeah, and I probably look creepy. I look like I could maybe be.
Well, there's
So
also
I didn't
like-
notice the guy either, and then until I coincidentally for one does one motorcycle joke.
And you never do like
Anything
It's
like
not
that,
like
like-
you have like I was wondering like when you told me the story, I thought maybe you saw them and just came up with it.
No,
and
it
decided
was
to
like an
do it.
actual bit. Like it was not me going.
What is the
It-
fucking odds?
But the way I'm like
Oh.
replaying it in my head and listening to the voice memo, it sounds like I'm doing it more off the cuff because I'm like, I didn't even notice he was right in front of me, and then like I could tell the joke. It's really stupid, but
Please do.
so I
wanna
know I
hear it.
started just by saying like, yeah, I like motorcycle culture, as if it was like almost like it caught my eye, and then I just that's exactly how I started. So I'm like, it's so stupid. 99% of motorcycle riders are law-abiding citizens.
Oh, you did a 1%er joke too, right at them. I love this.
Yeah.
So this looks exactly like you just fucking off the cuff fucking saw this guy and was like, I'm
saw
gonna
his jacket. And
And then I go,
this is amazing.
making the 1%ers outlaws, like bad guys and shit. And then and then I'm like, I drive a motorcycle. I don't. And then I'm like, I could be a 1%er. I'm like an outlaw. I don't pay anything that comes in the mail. Like I'm just like them. Like this guy's right in front of me, just hating. Yobs is watching
That's not
him.
even a terrible joke.
No, I'm not
though.
even.
It's not-
I didn't even get to the
that's
thing.
not that offensive so far.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's like, so I got a patch on my motorcycle jacket that says 1%er.
Oh no, they're crazy about patches, and the 1% patch is like a huge thing.
I didn't even
You've
know.
done everything
I didn't even
wrong. I know a little little bits about it, and you've done everything wrong.
I didn't
It's
even
so
know
good.
that was like a real.
That's
like,
a huge like that. If you put a 1% patch on your fucking jacket, like
You
you
better
better be about it.
Yeah. So then
Oh shit.
I'm like, so now that I have this patch, I feel so cool.
Oh no!
But when I'm riding down the street, all these black lesbians just keep calling me faggot. Which is exactly how I said.
Oh no! Yeah, I could see them not loving that.
Yeah. And then I found out all that other stuff later.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, even that they call you that because they don't think that you're a part of that. They don't think you're actually a 1%er.
No, it was my take at a really bad billionaire joke, which makes it almost even stupider. Because it definitely is. It's not a good joke.
No, it just needs workshopping.
No.
But also
I'm gonna
don't
can
do that
That's
because
okay.
it's just dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
Well,
realize.
I don't do a lot of Muslim jokes because I'm not trying to get one.
Oh
of
yeah!
those
Like, I
calls,
don't want
you
my
know?
head lobbed
Yeah,
off.
Yobs came up to me. He was like, "Listen, that guy literally wants to kill you. Like, you should get out of here. You should go out the back right now."
And be like watch yourself when you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to your
yeah.
car.
And I'm like,
Like, did you run to your car? I would have ran to my car.
No, I
probably.
just swiftly walked out as soon as he turned his back. Like the next
so that way
time.
he didn't see where you went. That was a smart idea.
Yeah. And then the
How many of them were there?
There was only one guy.
All right, that's good.
I couldn't really get a gauge on how big
I thought
it
he was
though.
one of the comics, and
I
like he
didn't
was
know.
gonna go up.
I just thought it was a leather jacket, and then then I was like,
He probably would have hated my vest.
Probably, maybe not.
Probably would have taken it from me.
But yeah, then the next day at Bogies, like 3 people came up to me. They were like, "You good?" Like, y'all told me about the motorcycle thing. I was like,
So now we have beef with a 1% club.
"Nah,
No,
no,
just
no,
kidding.
no."
And no, we don't. They're good. That's funny.
Maybe
though.
that was my initiation.
Yeah, now you remember.
But that was the night, maybe you left before then, I just started shitting on the room because, yeah, it was like nobody wanted to laugh at anything. I didn't know it was maybe because of
I went
that
after
whole
you.
biker thing. Yeah. It was just fucking...
It was a weird room. That
What,
day.
City
It
Lounge?
was better than
Yeah.
last week.
Sometimes it's every now and then it's like a weird vibe. I don't go there often, but I'll notice sometimes I'll go.
That's
It'll be
every-
good. Sometimes I'll go.
At least
It's
people
weird.
are listening there.
That's, yeah, and see, that's the thing you have to appreciate.
I
If
like
they
that.
If they're at least listening, that's what I was going to say. When I started comedy, it was a lot of we would do bar shows.
Mhm.
I remember Nikki's, for example, was a great one where it'd be a sports bar. So they literally have sports on the TV. If I'll do it right in front of me, if I'm on stage, the people to my left are all on a bar facing away from me and watching TV. And it's annoying because they're not paying attention. But then what I used to love is I would get them to laugh and then turn from the TV and start looking.
Yes.
And that's why I learned, that was where I was getting at. Thank you for letting me come back, Eddie the Bull. That's what I call edibles. Scratch that, edit that out. No, I'm kidding. Maybe just bleep it. I don't know.
That's haram.
What was my point? Oh,
37.
what was my point? I talked too much.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
When
You
you
get
get their
that's why.
attention.
Yes, sorry. That's
I
why.
started snapping at me.
Because I thought maybe you remembered.
No,
'Cause
no,
I don't
no.
know. I've been hitting.
I was like, I'm like a dog. I got in a trance. I was like, where's the treat?
No, but that's why I like. I don't think my comedy needs to be so physical, because if it's too physical and you don't see it, then maybe it's like. But then every once in a while, like when Brett gets angry, when you get angry and you just do your natural, people will see that, and then it almost enhances the joke.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So it's better than just standing there playing. I don't know. I also just move a lot and talk with my hands because I hung out with Italians, and we also do that as Arabs, and like
You
we're
guys
all
are
hand-talking
all right.
people.
You Arab guys is all right.
Yeah, it's good business. Yes, my friend. Yes,
My friend.
business, my friend.
Unless we wipe our butt, then we're all left. That's why I hate when somebody gives me their left hand. I'm like, bro, you gave me your dookie hand, and then I'm like, yo, they're not all Muslim. They probably dookie they probably wipe their butt with their right hand too. Some of you
They
weirdos.
do. They do.
The duty hands.
It's easier with my don't have
Do
a
you
dookie.
stand up or sit down?
I mean, I don't know how do you shit standing up.
No, I
but-
mean like when you wipe. You stand up or you sit down?
Oh, yeah. I do it mostly sitting. I can lean forward and do
Yeah,
it.
I'm sitting these days. I'm not. I used to
Well,
stand.
you know what? You had to. You can't stand. You can't get in a habit of standing because all these fucking automatic toilets. As soon as you
Yes.
move forward a little, even too much, they start giving you your
Fucking-
balls
yeah.
start going in a hurricane and just starts flushing. You just feel it getting almost sucked into the drain.
Mhm.
Almost want to put my dick in there. Once.
Whoa.
Oh, I
See if
had.
you get a blowjob from a toilet.
Wise words.
I wouldn't do it, but I have thought about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yusef Goff on the podcast.
He's
Hey,
pissed
how's it
off.
going?
Pissed Goff
Pissed off.
podcast. Go follow. That's his podcast. I'll, again, what's your YouTube channel?
I don't have a YouTube, because I know I would have been kicked off very many times, especially.
You-
just-
I-
but
I-
I'm gonna, I think I have to start adding.
Rumble.
I'm gonna talk
Bro,
to.
you're supposed to have a YouTube.
Yeah, I know. We're supposed.
I
I
could
have a
see you with
YouTube.
a
I just don't
Rumble.
post.
What do we do
anything
now?
on it. Oh, yeah,
Now
my
we're
YouTube
calling,
is,
like, this
is at
algorithm.
Yusef Goff.
Oh, okay, great.
I have a channel. I just don't post anything. I'm gonna start posting stuff.
Right.
Ray's gonna help me.
You're
We're
very
gonna
much.
fucking-
I think you're.
If he wants.
You don't do visuals, but you would do well on visuals. You're a
Yeah.
handsome fella. People
But then
like
it's just
you.
extra editing,
That's true. It's extra work for you.
and it's not even that much, bro. Oh my
Well,
god.
your listeners are used to the audio format too, probably.
When I first started doing podcasts, it was because I loved listening. Podcasts for me is what Netflix is, in the sense of I get to choose what I want to listen to, when I want, and for however much time I want. In the sense of when I grew up, it was a radio. You only could listen to
Yep.
Opie and Anthony at this time.
Yep.
And you had to be in a car. And what would suck is, let's say you're listening to it on your way to work.
Yep. And
Well,
then
once you
can't
get to
in
work,
there, you can't listen
You
to
can't
it.
because you don't have nobody has a radio that you can just plug into your ears. You know what I mean?
No,
So
and that, and
podcast
like, and
change
like,
that. Yeah.
Yep, and with like Howard and like Opie and Anthony, you couldn't like play that out loud for everybody
Hell
in your
no.
office.
That too.
It'd be like have a heart attack with what they were saying and doing. Like,
So I love that you can play me while you're driving, and I shouldn't distract you. You know what I mean? Because like that'd be the thing. For the most part, until he basically went on Spotify, I didn't really listen. I never really watched an episode on YouTube unless it was like a scientist and they kept pulling shit up. And then instead of me trying to look up everything he pulls up later on, I could just watch it, try to see it on screen. But like for the most part, I don't know about you guys. Even now, I have YouTube and I fucking play. I play videos, but I'm listening more than I'm watching. So it's like,
especially if I'm working.
Yeah, that's
or
for
you're
sure.
driving. Like you can't really watch it while you're driving. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely listening to more podcasts than I am watching them. You're 100% right on
But
that.
people want to see me do this, I guess.
Plus, there's more people that have YouTube than have Spotify.
Yes.
Not that that's like a super like hammer at home thing. It's just like why I guess it's not totally irrelevant. Even if people don't want to watch it and they just want to hear it.
You know who I love?
You know?
Bill Burr's Monday Morning Podcast. I don't think
no
his is
video?
on YouTube. I don't. He definitely doesn't do video.
Yeah.
And he does it solo. That's another hit. He's one of the big inspirations.
Just 2.5 hours of
Yeah, he's
Billy,
old school. He's very like you know.
Yeah. Good old
What do they call
Billy.
it? Pork and beans. Like he's like, you know, rustic.
Yeah,
vibes.
he's a real ham and egger.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, I know. You can't really use that saying anymore. That's a real That's a real pat.
What if 100 men fought GLORILLA?
Dude, you might have to make a joke about that. That's
100 men versus GLORILLA.
I never heard of ham and
beating
egg.
everybody off.
Ham and egg.
It's like a way of calling somebody just like a regular average Joe. He's like he's a real ham and egger for Brad. Bobby the Brain Heenan in WWF wrestling used to call all like the good guys that be like, oh, it's a real ham and egger, this nobody, or these, or when he'd insult the audience, he'd be like, oh, all these, who cares what these ham and eggers in the crowd think? You know what I mean? Like
that's his way of saying the N-word.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm at the deli. The guy in front of me is taking a long time. He's a real ham and egger, right?
Real ham and egger.
It's like, man, where's this bit going?
Old
Yusef's always showing up late to work. He's a real
right. Like,
oh man, 100 men versus GLORILLA. Everyone's just getting beat off.
Oh yeah, that's the girl. Yeah, that was the thing I was gonna say when I listened to the one podcast with you guys. You were just talking about different rappers, and then I was like, I've never heard of any of these people.
neither have we. We just know headlines.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, bro.
Oh, I'm very hip.
After college.
I knew it was not going to be long until he's like, I'm
very hip. And like, in the underground.
You definitely are. I know you are because you'll like mention like different rappers and all that stuff that I've never even.
So what do you listen to?
Well, after college, I kind of just stopped listening to new stuff in the sense of I stopped really looking for new artists.
That'd be happening, yeah.
But what'll happen is like the people I used to listen to, Kid Cudi, J. Cole, Kendrick, Kanye, people like that. They still make stuff.
I went to a J. Cole
I can still
concert.
listen to their new stuff. And I'll find other new people like Russ. Russ is freaking dope.
It.
He hates Russ, though. I know you hate Russ.
I hate Russ for the past.
Why do you hate? Can I ask you why? I don't think
it was after Little Peep died. He made he had like some shitty statement like about like well he was like a junkie or whatever. What do you think's gonna happen? And I said, and then he wore a shirt to Rolling Loud like weeks after Peep died. That was like how many perks and like or how many Zans and lean you have to drink to realize you're a fucking retard or a moron or something. And I'm like, well, he just died like 2 weeks ago. Like, I mean, you're clearly talking about him. Who else are you talking about?
Yeah. Every other guy in those SoundCloud.
Like, fuck you! Don't you dare talk about people.
Dude, I'll tell you this is what I'll say, and I'm gonna go ahead and stand in defense of Russ real quick by saying I understand that because I know a lot of people who faced addiction who even died and all that, and that's a shitty place to be. And yeah, that's a rough way to say it, but sometimes you know what. people had to fucking make fun of me and call me fat in high school for me to start losing weight, and that's something.
You got this handsome devil we got right before us
I
today.
body dysmorphia.
The TI of IT.
You've damaged him, bullies. Do you hear what you've done? He is broken. I'm just kidding.
Kind of.
He likes Russ. He's broken.
Look what you've done. He likes Russ and J. Cole. You've done it now.
Well, J. Cole's good. How can you not like J. Cole? You guys
I
are
did.
weird.
I went to a J. Cole concert, but it was only to impress a woman.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man.
I went to
Bro, you know what's
clearly
cool?
try to get laid.
I saw J. Cole in New York City once, and I didn't recognize him at first because he just had long, like extra long dreads, and I didn't remember him having long dreads. And he didn't have a bodyguard or anything around him, and he just looked like a regular motherfucker. And I like double took at him, and then he looked at me and he smiled, like because like almost like he knew I noticed. And then like before I could say anything, he just nodded his head, and then he crossed the street, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I just fucking saw who
you had a moment, yeah.
But like he didn't have to make it a big deal,
Right.
You know what I mean? The same fucking thing happened when I was in high school. We went to the Nyack Mall because of IMAX there, right?
Yep.
And we got to go eat wherever we wanted to before the movie. And I went to McDonald's, and who do I fucking see who's in there sitting with this kid? Fucking Chris Rock.
Whoa.
And I was
wow.
like, and like those are the two times I've ever been so starstruck where I was like, oh fuck, I don't know what to fucking
That's
say.
a good one.
And he just like, I saw him and my eyes lit up, and he goes, and I was like, and he goes, and I was like, yeah.
Wow.
For the
Yeah,
audio
Shook
only.
too.
He put his hands up to say shush, and then he gave me a thumbs up when I nodded that I would comply.
It's kind of like what I did with Jim Brewer at the beach a couple days
because
ago.
you just don't want to fuck with them. But
yeah, I'm like, hey, Jim, big fan. And
yeah,
went to his car
that's
and-
nice.
Yeah. I wanted a picture, but I didn't want to, like, it just didn't seem like I didn't want to. Sometimes you'll have, like, an interaction with somebody, and you're like, I don't want to ruin it by asking for the picture now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
we
why-
had, like, a
I don't like
real
doing that.
moment or, like, a real interaction. And I'm like, if I can tell if I ask for a picture now, it's going to ruin this.
You nailed it.
And I'm like, it's just better off not getting the picture and you just have the interaction and the memory or whatever, and then have this photo to put up on social. Because then it's like, okay, oh, you just wanted a picture of me so you could post it. Like, as opposed to like, isn't this better what I just gave you? I could have easily taken a picture with you for 2 seconds and told you to fuck off. Instead, I talked to you for 6 minutes. Like, isn't that better than one photo?
Yep.
Not for my social media, though.
But who cares? You know what? The memories.
Yeah.
Because like
My Instagram, not so much, but my memories, yes.
Yeah.
So when I was working in the city, I used to just take walks on my lunch break because I hated the job and I knew the activity would help, and so would being in the sun. And I was on a walk and I bump into fucking Dave Attell.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
He's standing outside having a cigarette out, maybe an apartment complex. I don't know if it was his or not. I just went on random different walks, and I would just go all the way till I get to the river and then back because I was right in the middle.
the river
of
to the
Fifth
sea.
Ave. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Real Hammond Walker.
Excuse me. But when I bumped into him, it was so weird. Like I looked at him and I had my headphones in, and I was like, "Dave," and he looks up at me and he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "David Tell," and he goes, "Yeah," like almost like I knew him. I guess he's like, "Who's this guy that I don't recognize that's talking like we're old friends?"
Yeah.
Because I was just more like, "Dave, am I actually seeing you?
Yeah, like,
Are you
David.
actually David Tell, or are you just some guy that looks exactly like David Tell?"
I'm
There's
on a lot of
those.
drugs
Yeah.
right now. Are you really David Tell?
But he said, yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'm a big fan of yours. This is so freaking cool. I'm also a comedian. He goes, and he was just like you said, just being nice. He goes, oh, really? Where do you do comedy? I was like, oh, just mostly New Jersey. He goes, oh, well, when you're in the city, man, if you ever see me, stop by and say hi. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool.
See, that's fucking awesome.
And then like, I didn't want to, you know, when you're like, almost like, hey, let me leave on a good note.
Yes.
You know when you're doing a lightning round and you have a whole minute, but you get a good laugh after 10 seconds. You're like,
Yes.
just get the fuck
Get
off.
off.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to do
That's
the rest
me,
of the
guys.
And that's kind of what I was like, well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I just thought that was crazy. And this is awesome. I'm, again, big fan of yours. And he goes, oh, well, hopefully I'll see you soon. And then he
You
just
left him, yeah. It wasn't like you left him wanting more. Not more, but like it wasn't like,
I didn't want to be like. I did also be like, yo, who's this fucking weirdo?
Why is he still standing?
No, because now you're like a cool guy who's also a fan who does comedy.
Yes.
Rather than making it seem like
some weirdo who's
just
maybe playing yourself up, maybe being too overly fanish. There were so many ways to play it wrong.
Yes.
But now it's like if you ever ran into him again, but you are doing sets in the city, it's like
it would be a positive.
I'm gonna be at the comedy stop.
He might take you over there and get you in there.
What's up?
And worst case, he'll never remember that interaction.
Or that.
Mm-hmm.
But the best case is he doesn't have a negative memory of
no,
that interaction.
You're the guy
I'd
who
much rather
like, I
not
can't
remember
imagine
you.
he's be like, I remember you bothered me while I was having a cigarette for about 3 minutes. Not even. And like, and I was literally like, he's a fucking great guy. I love David Tell. One of my favorites.
David Tell, Kenny, and George Carlin, my three favorites.
Oh my God,
Carlin,
Wolf
Kenny.
pissed me off so much on Thursday.
I never see him. I
never
see him. I never hear from him.
Thank you.
I posted that picture of me on HBO Max, and he responds. He sees all my stories. He never likes anything, never comments. That he liked and was like, holy shit, man, that's awesome. And I was like, thanks, Wolfgang.
Now you're real in his eyes.
Yeah, now I've made it now because I was on a television show. So now I've made it in Wolfgang's eyes.
Being supportive is great. Look, and
you saw him on Thursday. I haven't seen him for months.
Yeah, we were at the bar.
I haven't seen him since Rhino. Since Rhino that night where I saw him.
That was weird too. We were at the bar and then Colin was up. And he was like telling
Colin who?
Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
And he was like telling a joke about how this pedophile he knows that got arrested looked like him, like Wolfgang. And then he was at the bar talking to the bartender. And then everybody's like pointing at him like, oh yeah, that's the guy. And then he was like yelling to the bartender like, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Dude, because he walked in and he's like, I'm getting late tonight.
He did say that.
Guys, I'm getting late tonight.
Did he really?
Yeah, and it was crazy because it wasn't in a group. Like when Yusef heard it, is not when I heard it.
He was just walking around saying it to
everybody. He was
Yeah.
getting, oh, wow.
And then during my set, he just fucking talking to a whole bunch of people, being loud as fuck. And I'm like,
yeah, I'm going to get post tonight, guys.
And then and then that's the thing though, where I have to like fight it. It's like where I have to not be bitter and be like, yo, you were literally being loud and obnoxious my whole set. I want to do that to you. But I don't, because I'm like, be better, bro. Be better.
You're very much.
It's so
it is
hard.
very
It's
hard
so
to be better.
And you know what? I like doing hard things because a lot of people won't do fucking hard
Oh, and my
things.
natural instinct is to be a piece of shit. Like it's just to be my natural instinct is to just be a piece of shit. It's I had to force myself to take this old lady's bag down from the luggage, from the above luggage.
You
thing
wouldn't
at
just
the
want.
plane.
You don't get enjoyment.
I
from
did,
helping people?
but like I had to like have a. I don't think everybody else is having to try as hard to be a decent human being as I am.
Okay.
Is part of the problem.
But it gets easier.
I have to. I feel like I have to try too hard, which is a real indictment on me.
Right.
It's like I feel like I'm trying to. It's like most people are just doing these things naturally. Why do you have to be like prodded and poked and shamed into just being a decent human being? Why can't you just be one?
Well, I'll ask you this.
It's like she came. I didn't help her put it up. I did the thing where I kind of looked the other way.
You saw her struggling with it.
Well, she wasn't really struggling. I didn't know where she was going, and here's the thing. In my mind, I wanted to have the whole row to myself.
Okay.
So I didn't want to accept that she was coming in my side.
Is this assigned seating?
Yeah, it's a plane.
Okay. Some planes,
And
some don't.
do you want to know the worst part is? I knew for a fact that window seat was sold ahead of time.
Okay.
So I knew somebody was coming there. But she was like the last one on the plane, so she gave me this bullshit false hope that maybe
she wasn't going to be
there.
there.
And she kind of like stopped in between like two rows, so like I didn't necessarily know she was coming there.
Okay.
And in my mind, I didn't want her to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh. And then like, and then she had to go to the bathroom once.
So you had to get up for that.
Which is fine. I didn't want to get up.
You did the right thing.
Yeah.
You did the right thing. Can I tell you? Because
I'm sounding like such a horrible.
Brett, no. Look, you have to find the silver lining. That's something I really love to do.
But I did get her bag down from the thing.
So
I felt like it was. I wanted, and then also heard the lady behind me was having trouble adjusting her volume on her TV, so I helped her lower the TV.
Okay.
I like,
you're not a bad guy.
Trying to do these things. I'm like, are they performative? Like the people reading in public. Am I just doing these things to be seen?
You're a thespian, bro. You're not a bad guy.
No.
I'm just running around acting all
You're
day.
an actor,
I think
bro. That's just every actor.
No,
You're not a horrible person.
You said she was older lady, right?
Yeah.
So look, I think you did everything perfect because here's why. If you were nice and you saw her and you got up and you're like, hey, let me put that up there for you. Oh, you're so nice, honey. And now she's going to be talking to you nonstop.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want any of
entire
that. No.
And she's going to expect you also to grab it back down.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a thank. And then you're still going to have to listen to her the entire, because she's going to be right behind you as you walk all the way through there. And then she's going to stand right next. Can you grab my bag off the luggage? Like, I brought a carrier.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for my Uber. But honey, but you were. And the best thing that you did, it was, you got up when she went to the bathroom. She still left you alone the whole time, and you might have inconvenienced her. Like, I have to bother this guy, and but you got a peaceful plane ride. And then at the end, she was like, "Oh, it was a nice guy that I was sitting next to."
I actually flat out asked her. I'm like, would you like me to get your bag down for you? I was like, and she's like, "Oh, would you And I was like, "All right, yeah."
I'll do anything for a thank you, though.
What?
I'll do anything for a thank you.
Yeah, I love a thank you.
Like,
I'm a door holder. I'll hold the door.
That's why I like it, because I don't expect it. Because when you get one, it's like
extra better.
Yeah, but I do get a little angry. Like sometimes I'll be like,
I'm like, can you give me a thing? Like, I'm holding the door for you.
It's really only the door holding. Like if I'm there a very long time. Actually, no. It's just like
some
when people
will take advantage.
Yeah, then they just don't like.
I went to the Liberty Science Center and with my family, there's probably about like 6-7 of us. Sorry if I interrupted you. My bad.
No.
I was like doing the act out.
Okay.
No, he's used to me.
I thought you were mad.
No, I'm never mad.
I interrupt him every show.
I'm not a good cop. Bad cop.
But like, I held the door open for my family to go through, and then another family, and they said thank you, and then another one came and they said thank you, and at one point I was like,
all right, enough. Somebody else should have hold the door and taken the door from me.
I didn't know. I was like,
how do I get out of this?
So I looked at my watch, and then I was like, oh shit, and then I walked away so that I didn't have to. So that the next person
just like,
couldn't be like, oh, I guess for some reason that's why he's not holding it for me.
And you did such a nice thing. Now you shouldn't have had to feel.
Nobody took over.
Yeah, you shouldn't have had
You're the main character.
You shouldn't have had to shoulder the responsibility of dealing with this.
Yeah, that would be a lot, though. Like at some point, like some people kept coming. Some father in whatever family passed you should be like,
could have been like taking the.
But then he was probably like, "Yo, I seen this guy from like 3 families ahead. He has to move. He's got to be the door guy, probably, right?
You could have got a tip if you stayed out at the little
right. His hand out, like open the pocket. Or I love the people. I've noticed I'll get people who are mad that I've held the door for them. Like they're angry about it. Like they didn't like that.
Like they wanted you to think that you were getting a thank you.
It's only women.
Exactly. It is. It's literally only women.
No dude has ever been mad that I held the door.
And I'm just like, I fucking hold the door for anybody. Like, get over yourself.
But that's the thing. I literally remember one time. It was a woman who had a stroller with a baby in it. Can't fucking open the door by themselves.
Oh, God forbid you didn't let her girl boss?
And I held the door open. She goes, I don't need no man. I don't need no man doing stuff. I was like,
was she Irish?
I'm literally trying to be, or no, she's Korean or something.
Heavy Irish accent.
Yeah. And I'm like, this Korean.
You don't need no man.
But like, I was like, you clearly needed a man to make that baby.
Yeah.
And he probably couldn't stand you.
Is this just the plot of Sinners? Like, what am I listening to?
Sinners? I heard about that.
I want to see this.
What is it about? Is it a movie or
Yeah,
a
it's a
TV
movie.
show?
It's a movie.
Did I see it?
It's out right now.
With Michael.
Everybody's like,
Michael B. Jordan.
Greatest movie ever.
Okay.
Is this like the new, what was the other guy's movie? Is this the new Get Out? Is that what we're being
it's
told?
like Get Out, but like with vampires.
Because I'll be honest, every one of the Get Out guys movies have gotten progressive, like, worse.
Well, this was good, though.
The second one after Get Out was like, that was all right. It was not bad. It was pretty good. But that last one with the aliens was fucking bad.
Well, here's
what it was so boring.
Here's my theory: is when you learn how to do comedy. Comedy is one extreme of a we'll call it an emotional, I don't know, star. Each one has a different thing. You can make people. When you first start doing comedy, you'll notice a lot of newer comics, especially. when they can't get the laughter emotion or the happy emotion, they'll go for disgust or anger. And they'll just say something they know is going to be disgusting or angry. Dean does this sometimes, but he does it in a very funny way, though.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not using that as you're...
The boy who cried, come.
But, like, some people will just, like, even me, I would just say things that it's like, okay, well, I need to get a reaction out of the audience.
I know what you mean, yes.
And that's what it is. There's, like, a bunch of different reactions that you can get. Your new people will always look for that, but I think if you're always so used to looking for what's funny, fear and funny can sometimes be either opposites of each other or close to each other in a sense. So like if you're learning everything that's funny, you be like, all right, what's the opposite of that? That's probably scary. I could probably use this to make scary movies. And so that's why I think he had some success because they were, look, Key and Peele, don't get me wrong, I didn't watch it because I was mad about the Chappelle Show thing. I was under the impression that they pretty much just took that spot to say like, fuck you to Chappelle. So I never watched it.
You never seen it?
But I watched all bunch of clips. And they're fucking all their sketch that I see, almost every one of them is hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's way better than Chappelle Show, to be honest. Chappelle Show was amazing at the time, was the best.
Yeah,
but Key and Peele versus Chappelle Show skits, so some of them don't hold up over time.
They're pretty pop culture centric.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where Key and Peele's was like almost like, damn, how did I not think of doing a skit about that? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the names, like the guy saying everybody's names all African.
Or
like,
the stolen joke one. He's like, I wish I was high on pot and noose. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, never mind.
I love the Kroll.
Maybe I just made that up.
I love the Kroll show on there too. That was also very good. The Kroll show was funny. That was funny.
That's sketch too?
Yeah, that's sketches.
Oh.
And it's very much like reoccurring like characters and themes in the sketches and like.
See, you just brought up a good point. I can watch Key and Peele now. I just got to figure out which one of the streaming things it's on.
Cool.
Where when there was I don't know about you guys, but
it's also probably on Paramount Plus too.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a teenager to let's say 16 and until after college, I did not spend time watching TV because I was always just trying to hang out with my friends or be out. So like it was crazy. Some of our friends would leave or wouldn't come out and hang out and play until after Dragon Ball Z because they wanted to see it. That would be like one thing that would keep people inside.
Yeah.
But like kids, maybe if it was at night, they would watch. Bro, we weren't allowed to watch South Park, but that was like one thing that people would watch. But like other than that, people really didn't watch a lot of TV. Like that, I saw the death of TV in my lifetime.
Right.
Like when I went to college, I wasn't watching like TV show. I wasn't like, oh, I have to watch this TV show on Tuesday night.
Unless it was Sons of Anarchy or Walking Dead.
Sons of Anarchy,
Walking Dead, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but then you got all the other ones like American Idol and shit.
But there was a lot of stuff that I didn't watch.
I didn't participate in any American Idol stuff.
No, I'm just saying people, my dad loves that shit. He's like, I gotta watch it.
Oh, well,
did he ever vote?
I don't think so.
I could never imagine paying money to vote.
You have to pay?
I assume it costs money.
I think you vote for free.
No, I don't think he'd be voting.
But
I can imagine thinking that my vote counts. I don't think my vote for president counts. Do I think that my vote for ABC's American Idol is going to count?
It's like there's like 11 votes.
Yeah, like do I think that they're just going to put on whoever they want anyway?
Yeah,
probably.
Always.
No matter how many times I vote, Sanjaya is never going to be the. Well, I don't want to be topical. We'll talk about Sanjaya. Okay, this is the most topical podcast you've ever been on. Well, Sanjaya. No, who's talking about Sanjaya in 2025, people? You come here for your Sanjaya chat.
Who's Sanjaya? Is that an Indian girl?
He was like an Indian guy on. He was really bad at singing, but like he had like good hair.
Yeah, he had like this mohawk thing.
And like people liked his look. And so they kept voting him through, and people were angry because they're like, he's not a good enough singer to be in this. You're messing with the integrity of American Idol. How dare you fuck with the integrity of the American Idol and pass through a subpar singer because you like his look or you think he's cool. And then it became like a joke. Like Howard Stern was like, oh, we have to make sure Sanjaya goes through. And then people were like, we can't have this tampered with. The sanctity of American Idol.
Everything is fucking rigged.
He's like Indian Fabio, I guess.
Yes, Sanjaya.
Just mad Riz, you know?
Dude,
how many Sanjayas would it take to beat that gorilla? That's the real question. how many Sanjayas to take out that gorilla?
What is up? Is
21.
this a glitch in the Matrix? Why has everybody cared about how many things to kill 100 gorilla? Or is it 100? No, how many to kill
because
a
they told
gorilla?
us to.
They're
That's
like
the only
programming
thing.
us.
What are they like? Are they gonna let gorillas loose on us?
You know what's crazy? It's like the first.
What are they psyoping us
Dude,
for?
the first thing
Like,
I
you know,
see is.
like, am I just gonna come outside? There's gonna be a gorilla on my block one day, and I'm gonna be like,
Yeah,
oh,
a
well,
couple of guys with clipboards, like,
What are they doing, dude? The
Will
first
you
thing I
fight
saw
it?
was like a week ago. Every once in a while I'll get like a Twitter notification. It was Mr. B saying, "I need 100 men versus a gorilla. Anyone would volunteer."
Yeah, so that.
And then just right after that, it was like it was almost like that
Yeah.
unlocked it in my like zeitgeist. And all I would see is now everybody fucking talking about what about if how many Mike Tysons in his prime could kill a gorilla or GLORILLAs versus a gorilla, and it's like.
it's an interesting.
It's crazy to see how this. Are we AI?
They rip off genitals. Like, how many? Legitimately, after you've just watched it break a man's neck and then rip off another man's balls and dick, are you gonna be running in at it? Probably not.
But it could be done.
It could. The problem is, it could be done, but who wants to be the 7 or 12 guys that die?
How do you hurt it though? I
So-
feel like that's what
Well,
you got to
their
go.
skin's
It's eyes and its nuts, and you got to get its like.
What
you
you
have to
gotta
rip
do-
at its dick and poke its
No.
eyes out.
What I would do is I would send them out 2 at a time for like the first 20.
Two at a time.
Yeah, because
That's
they're
not
gonna run
enough.
away.
2
They're-
from each side.
2
maybe.
guys. They're not gonna actually hurt the gorilla. What they're supposed to do is tire out the gorilla. Then you send waves 10 at a time until you get to 50, and then you just send all 50 out to try to get them because
I think
the
you
gorilla
gotta
will be tired by
Pin
then.
his arms down,
You
right?
got to do something, but you got to tire out the gorilla.
Yeah,
You
but they
can't
can
go in
lift like
full strength.
1,000 pounds with like easy
Yeah.
with an arm. Like,
Look, I'm
It's like-
still thinking the gorilla's going to win all of this, but
If
that
you
would be
get
my
its-
strategy.
If you can get its eyes out,
it's got
early,
pretty big teeth too.
Well, that's
Yeah.
my other problem is its teeth are gonna rip you apart.
Yeah, monkeys
if-
will eat your
Oh,
everything.
yeah. If we could get his eyes out,
If you could put like a thing over its head so it can't bite you, and it can't see, and it kind of can't really hear, I think you stand a very good chance. You got rid of
Yeah,
3 of
I
the
mean-
senses, bro.
I don't know if the rules say anything
And put
about
poop in
weapons
there.
or anything.
Put poop
no,
in
I
there.
don't think you're allowed. Are you
Can't
allowed?
smell you.
Well, with weapons, you should be
It's
able.
not a
to-
weapon, it's a bag.
Well, we're gonna have to ask somebody.
Like
It's-
I mean, a
It's
couple
a spit hoods that they put on.
couple shots with a 9mm might take them.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, you just got to aim for the right spot.
Harambe. How many Harambes would it take to fucking? How many Harambes versus Harambe? Or was
Harambe was a good one, right? They just
Harambe
shot
was
him
a
even though he
gorilla,
didn't
right?
do anything.
Yeah.
He like dragged a kid. Why was that kid in there?
That bad parenting, clearly.
Dude, I watched a video on World Star. It was I almost did this. I do this fun
It should have
segment.
been the kid.
Right? They should have shot the mother. The mother should have been put down, not the gorilla.
kid.
The kid and the mother should have been put down, not the gorilla.
100% agree.
Sorry.
I'm advocating for the murder of a
Good.
family now on the podcast.
I like to do this segment on my podcast.
Ooh.
Well, it's a little thing. It was fake translations.
Ooh,
Where
I
I'll
like
just
this.
listen. They'll listen with me to a video, and I just kind of try to translate it however I can. And it must have been Filipinos, but this guy, I guess, was at like the zoo, and he saw an alligator in the thing, and he's like, "Oh, that alligator's fake." So he jumped in, and then the alligator like bit his leg, and then like his family's recording this whole thing. Why are you doing that? Why you jump in the water?
Italian.
What the fuck they said?
Fucking
No.
Italians.
Bees. That was bees. Tagalong. I don't know. I can't remember which one's which.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. What you could watch on World Star, which is why.
I miss
Which is why
World
you
Star
play
used to be so
the
good.
translation game.
Yeah.
Now you go on World Star and there's like breasts are blurred out, and I'm like, what? I'm not here for blurred out breasts. This
Not
is World
always.
Star.
You know
there
what
should
happened?
be tits flopping. There should be gunshot wounds, titties, feet.
There used to-
Everything should
There used
be
to
on.
be all of that. Yeah.
All of that
Look,
on
you
there.
have to watch it day of. Because I think some videos get reported even on World Star and they get taken down,
get
and then
too
a
big?
blurred video
See?
will go up.
World Star was very much a big part of my day when I had an office job.
Yeah,
I'm like 9 to
easy.
5. I got plenty of time to kill. World Star could kill me many minutes.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like that could get me through my morning breakfast.
Yeah.
Like You know what I mean? I'll have a half a spreadsheet up or whatever. I'm watching World Star, or I'm eating a bagel. I have arrived to the office late. I then leave to go get breakfast. I come back, eat my breakfast while watching YouTube. Then about ready to go for lunch.
Lit.
Sounds fun, man.
Yeah.
No, but I know what you mean.
I'm not employed there anymore.
World Star.
I was fired, believe it or not. But not for that. The funny thing is, I wasn't fired for work performance. I was fired because I wouldn't take 47 fucking Pfizer shots. Is why I was fired.
But good for that. Good. You could eventually. You're going to be able to.
How'd it work out for you, Steve? Are you still alive? How'd those shots work out for you? Oh, you died like 6 months after I got fired.
Shit.
So good thing you fired me.
Well, at least you didn't get
it kept you alive.
People are
Steve.
still getting COVID.
Apparently, I didn't even know.
If you test for
I don't believe it.
Yeah, but how are they?
Now they're selling COVID and flu tests. It says COVID and or flu A and B. I mean, you're just gonna put a check mark for anything at this point.
They just wanted to keep stretching.
They're just keeping this COVID alive.
They're just calling regular flu COVID.
Here.
Well, because the fear is still big with a lot of people. Look, I still see people wearing masks.
I got the old lady on the plane with me. She had a mask on the plane.
And I think it's like programmed into some people now. Where they can't, because like there was a time where I would literally be like, oh fuck, I forgot. I'd have to go back to grab my mask till we get in the car. And then I remember once the vaccine came out and they were saying if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. I would just put a Band-Aid on my arm and walk in anywhere without a mask. And then if anybody said anything, I would put a band. I had 99 vaccines because every time I went to ShopRite, I just put on a band. I had a whole bunch of I had a pack of Band-Aids in my car. Just anytime I wanted to go in somewhere and I didn't want to wear a mask, I'd put a fucking Band-Aid.
I remember when the city was checking vaccine things, passports, and
they weren't even looking hard.
I messaged this artist that I wanted to see live, and I was like, I'd love to go see your show, but I am not vaccinated or whatever. And he sent me somebody else's vaccine thing. Yeah. It was like a Muslim name, and I go to the thing, and they're like, "Are you Hazam Hajinanad?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. Here you go. Here's my vaccine."
I'm adopted.
Look, I don't even know if this is a crime or not, and if it is, then this is a joke.
And I'm guilty.
But yeah, no, I photoshopped my own fucking card too.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Because
I should have done that and kept my job.
Because what I noticed, it was more, some places were checking to try to avoid people snitching on places for not checking.
Yeah.
Right.
Because most places either didn't give a fuck, and everybody who went there didn't give a fuck, and they weren't getting reported on, so you just knew you were cool.
Yeah.
But a lot of places were fucking... they had to worry about snitches, and they didn't want to get shut down, so they had to.
People were snitching on their neighbors for my neighbors have 7 people in their house. They're only allowed to have 6. There's 7 people at my neighbor's house. You should kill yourself probably. If you called on your how many people were in your neighbor's yard, you should fucking just.
All right, so perfect to bring it back.
Maybe.
I mean, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Carl and I had
stay on brand.
Carl and I had this open mic to bring us back to this. We had this open mic Boiler Room, and it was really, really popular. And I got a new job where I was working back in New Jersey, and I was able to hit open mics again. And this is right before 2020, so this is still technically 2019. Up until even March of 2020, we were doing the open mic there, and then we got the 2 weeks, everybody shut down kind of thing. That closed down that bar, but Carl was like, let's keep the momentum every Tuesday, same time. Let's do a Zoom mic. So we would get fucking 50, 60 people on there.
This was his idea.
Yeah. And it sucked, but it was good because we all needed socialization.
What kind of sucked?
You know what I mean?
It was kind of good.
People didn't really listen to anybody else. People were fucking playing Call of Duty, Wall. They were They were listening to other people's sets. You know what I mean?
You would just get 5 minutes and talk
Yeah.
So I was at the airport.
I mean, low key, I guess if you're stuck inside your house, then that's pretty cool.
So I was at the airport recently.
But it was more the hang.
It's no, you weren't. We're on lockdown. Whatever.
Yeah. But it was more the hang. And then what was great is right in July when we were allowed to do shit outdoors in Jersey, he found a venue and we said, instead of doing a Zoom, we're going to do it now live. And bro, the most we got, I think, was 80 people.
Damn.
In a night.
That's really
in between 2 highways. Out, yes.
80
all
people.
Comics.
80 people want to perform.
80 comics, yes.
Whoa.
Let's drop it down to 75. I don't know.
Desperate to
Maybe
get
it
out of
was.
the house.
Even 50 would be a lot.
So what
you
it
know?
was, and what it was,
everybody gets 1 minute.
Everybody, well, not even that. It's like we gave everybody the time, but to be honest with you, it was the best and the worst. It was the best because
you didn't do a bucket.
Well, no,
You didn't gatekeep it like they do in.
Here's what happened,
else?
right? This is July. So from March to April, May, June, July, 4 months, people have been starved for social interaction and to get up and do the shit live.
Oh, that's valid.
So, and we were one of the only open mics in New Jersey at the time that was doing anything because nobody could do it inside, and that was the only outdoor venue. People were doing outdoor mics at like parks and shit, but not getting that many people. The thing that was great was all comics, but then that sucked. It was all comics.
Yeah.
So what would happen is in this giant field, maybe 10, 15 feet from the stage area would be the people who were waiting to go up soon. And then also people who wanted to listen. And then after that, like 25 feet and beyond, was just everybody hanging out and having a great time.
Yeah.
And it was outdoors, so you could smoke your cigarettes or your weed. They had a bar there so you can get cheap drinks. And it was a lot of fun, but nobody fucking did anything good because you couldn't really practice, but at least we got to socialize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just being able to
pretty
get
great.
out for a while. I remember just being able to get out, like finally when you could do something was even just like a treat.
Because, bro, they scared people. People would still go to the mic, that mic, with a mask on.
Oh, people
And then
were like
perform with
terrified.
Perform with this one girl, I won't say her name, performed with her mask on.
Why we know her?
I don't know if you do.
Oh.
She doesn't really do it around here anymore.
Performing
She's
with your
in
mask
the city
on.
now more.
You're
But she's a good
alone-
girl. She's a
you're
nice lady.
alone
She-
on
Of course she's
stage.
doing well.
was
She
just-
wore the mask the whole time.
Yes,
Now
of
she's got
course.
gigs now.
But
Yes.
look, and I get it. Look, if you're sick and it's going to keep you from coughing all over everybody,
Just
wear
stay
it.
home. How about if you're sick?
That's the
How
other
about
thing.
you don't need to go to the open mic if you have strep throat. The piece of shit who got me sick.
But you know
2
why?
weeks ago, maybe stay home that night. Nobody needs to hear your fucking bit that badly at the open mic that you need to come out with strep throat. You fuck. After you gave strep throat to me, did I go out to mics? No, I stayed home sick until I was better to not fuck everybody else over.
Smart move. But that's the thing, bro. My job almost acts like we're pieces of shit if you wake
I know
up
what you mean.
sick
Yeah.
and you call and you say, "Hey, I'm sick.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Can I work from home?" I'm not even saying they're almost like, "No, if you're sick, you should just use your sick days." I was like, I
No,
can work.
we
Let me
can
just
just
work
work
from
from
home
home.
so I don't get anybody else sick.
Yes.
So instead, you're like, well, instead of doing all that, going through all those loops. and
No, I'll just get
bothering
everybody
them,
else
Let me
sick,
just get
then.
everybody else sick in the office.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
And
use-
other people, I notice other people do that
If
too.
it's between using my the 3 lousy days you give me or getting everybody else sick, I'm getting everybody else sick. Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
think? I'm
that's
not going to
another
go to the beach? Hello, my sick
Yeah.
days are for the beach.
Yeah, as soon as you miss a couple days in a row, then like it's like they don't even know you. You're not getting paid. It just
Yeah,
Yep.
my
You
job
gotta
doesn't
go-
pay me.
You gotta
if I
go
don't
sick.
I get 2 paid sick days for the year.
Yeah, I've gone to work like sick as a dog, just because like, what am I gonna not get? My guala?
Well, even
Sometimes I'm like, I got to go back. I need the money. I
Yeah,
can't be
like,
sick
I
anymore.
need that cheddar.
and I get it if you're like an employer. You're like, I expected an employee this day, but you also have to be like, look,
But if
not everybody is sick, and also, hey, would I rather be down one person one day, and that's it, and then he's back maybe after a day or two, or get this person in the office, get 3 people sick, and now I have 3 people down.
It's like, if I give you a doctor's note, like from my doctor, like clearly, no one's going to the doctor for fun.
Yeah,
Like I didn't go to the doc. Like you know what I mean? Like I didn't go. Like it wasn't like I clearly was ill. I went to a doctor. You think I sat through a doctor's office?
at least you have a fucking.
I went to the one doctor. I tried to go get seen by the doctor. They're like, no, we won't see you because your primary doctor isn't in this office. And I'm like, who cares? Just see me. I'm ill.
Yeah, there's a lot of doctors' offices like that. There's this thing at the desk. You go through this dance.
Yeah.
And you never get anything out of it.
No.
None of the rules make sense. They have like a rule and a clause and
No.
a spite thing. And then like they just like, well, your doctor, your appointment. Well, if it's a walk-in, you have to do actually like a sign up for a walk-in. So
Oh, it's like-
they'll just keep
They
you
keep
out.
me sitting there and then they throw me out. They're like, we won't see you because your primary doctor's not here. And I was like, what? Can you just see me? I'm sick.
Yeah, like
I don't even need you. I know
there
I
are
have a
doctors
sore
back
throat.
there.
I could go to CVS right now and go give me a Z-Pack and I could have been done with any of this. I don't even need you, doctor. 90% of the time, I could diagnose myself at this point in my life. I know what it is, and I could just be better. And then I shouldn't even have to deal with you. It should be like a Mexican pharmacy where you just walk in and tell them what you want, and you pay for it, and you leave with whatever it is you came with.
Dude, I totally agree. When I was working at Staples, I started there when I was 16, and I worked there throughout college. But they always wanted me to have a doctor's note if I was sick, and I was like, "You guys know I don't pay for that shitty insurance you guys offer.
Yeah, like
so how do you expect me to go to this doctor and get this note you
for
speak
one
of?
day? If I'm gone maybe 3 or 4 days in a row, sure.
Then ask for exact because usually if you're that sick, you're probably gonna go to a doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're sick as shit and you're like, I don't want. And bro,
you have to drag me to a doctor. I don't want to go to the doctor.
Going there too.
I will die in that fucking chair over there. Like you have to drag me to get better. Okay? So if I've shown up with a doctor's note, I was ill. Trust me. I'm not I don't want to do anything. Never I used to do back in the day for college, I used to take my doctor's notes and I used to white out the date and make photocopies.
Oh, that's so smart.
And then just fill them in with dates whenever I needed to miss class or do
you're
whatever.
smart, bro.
That's pretty lit,
Fucking
actually.
smart.
Oh, college, I was Bretty sick note.
I feel like
Like
did
fucking
that with
I was all the time I had sick notes on deck. I was like, I could have sold sick notes. I was like, I fucking had it.
Oh, I remember what we did.
Everybody's using this doctor.
My brother was really good at. Well, never mind. I'll just take the blame. I did this. My dad had to sign. So anytime we had to fuck up and we needed our dad to sign something, I just would find something my dad already signed, trace it with tracing paper, and then try my hardest to like do that signature, and it never looked good because you're doing it extra slow. And it's like,
because it's not a natural.
Yeah, you gotta do that shit so fast.
You're pausing to like look back over because like God forbid I can't remember. It's like, I remember trying to practice the signature.
So many times.
I never get it right.
Yeah, and then getting caught, and then them calling and being like, "This doesn't. Did you sign this, right?" And it's like,
and then like,
how the fuck did they call you? How the fuck did teachers have your number, Dad?
Yeah,
you got a good signature now, though, right? No, bad, still bad.
It's all right. I practice. I do try to do it in case for autographs. I think I'm just gonna do the Y and the G.
YG?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any of that.
Because it's hard.
Bad.
You know what it is?
Bad?
It's very difficult for me to make a signature that looks exactly the same every time I sign.
Oh yeah, nothing looks the same. Yeah.
They always look different. So
I look like
it's
I'm
almost like
fraud every time I sign my name. But it looks like fraud. It looks like I'm impersonating myself.
I have to post this like while we're talking about it. I gotta get your
I agree with so like Donald Trump's signature. I don't know what the fuck. I can't actually read it, but it actually looks exactly the same every fucking time.
Yeah.
Like when you see those executive, like I bet you my eyes, like if you just showed me a bunch of random things and one of them was his signature, I'd be like, that's his signature. Just because you can tell. I need to do something like that, which is why I think just YG.
I think that comes when you like have to do like some type of signing thing where there's like you're gonna do 1,000 in one day. It's like you can't really write your name, Yeah. It's like BV.
But he'll do his whole. He fucking does this giant D that's a legible D, and then he'll just put like a whole bunch of. He literally looks.
That's how I do mine.
Like Donald.
It's like the first two. Giant T, and you just see the first two letters really good.
Just a BR.
That's literally.
And then it's like you kind of just scribble it, and then like Yeah.
I have given out.
I don't really remember how to do all the letters in cursive.
Yeah, that's also.
I only know my name.
Yeah, I barely know. Like
you throw a Q in there, and I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Worthless, like cursive writing is the most worthless fucking thing.
My teacher said if you don't know how to write in cursive, you're not a civilized human.
Which I understand, like to be able to read it,
like,
right? It's more to be able to read it.
I can't read other people's
writing. I'll tell you this: I only know how to capitalize Y and G.
I don't know how to do any
and maybe a couple other
They
letters.
change up.
I don't understand the capitalization because I never needed to learn.
I don't even think I'm doing the letters in my name right.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I don't even think that. I don't think I do a V
right.
I don't know how to do anything,
bro. Sometimes I think.
Why am I so ill prepared for everything?
My last name's Goff, Gof, and sometimes when I'm doing it, I'm like, did that count as an O or does that just say GF?
Yeah, like SR, M, and N are like all the same.
Weird, like. Baltimore Orioles logo thing where it's like it goes out at the top, right? It's like a circle and then it comes back out again.
What do you mean?
I don't.
What
O?
O is
like O is
you just kind of make it from
You
way
make an O with a tail.
you kind of just
but not in the Q area.
It's like an apple, kind of like the top of an apple, right?
Yeah.
O is cool. Look at us talking
calligraphy.
Are you hot, ladies? We're talking.
I think it
cursive.
depends. Like if the next letter goes up, then the O starts from the bottom to go up, and if it goes down, the O goes. I don't know if I did.
What turns you on more, ladies? Sugar bears, pussy eating tips, or us talking cursive writing? What gets you more hot and bothered?
Hey,
Sugar Bear. You know Sugar Bear?
Do you know Sugar Bear?
What is Sugar?
Sugar
He's
Bear.
a-
Were
is
you
that
at our
porn?
show with us?
You were there.
Yeah.
He was the guy that performed the guest spot.
And he just talked about eating pussy
Yeah.
for 6 minutes
Yeah.
with no microphone.
With no
Yeah.
teeth either.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to be on there.
No, he didn't.
Me neither.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. That
That
show.
was a good
Yeah.
show.
It was good.
It was too much smoke.
That was me repaying you for being a nice guy. I was like, you got to get this guy Yusef on the show.
Oh.
Did you
mess
do
with
one of my
you.
shows in Brooklyn?
Even though it was
Or did
all-
you
No,
only
I never
do one in
did.
New
I don't
York,
do
New
any New
Jersey?
York shows.
Even though they
I
didn't
will,
wanna
but I
pay
don't
us.
want to.
And so I have
They'll
to
pay
do it
you.
again.
They'll pay you in the future. But
Well-
they brought all the people there, which is like the fucking
Well, that was great.
right.
That was great.
Because
like-
I should have had it filmed or
Look,
something. Though,
I'll
That
tell you
thing was
this.
smoked out.
yeah, you wouldn't even be able to see it.
Maybe what's his name? Mitch came for some of us. Maybe Kenny came for some of us
Yeah.
because we posted about it.
And
But other
Joe.
than that,
Mike
It was
Clark.
all.
yeah.
It was all like
Everybody else is not any. Nobody there came for me, other than me.
No, yeah, I
or
didn't-
knew even me.
I didn't-
Joe
Join
Mack
out
brought
one
2
person.
people. The headliner brought 1 person.
I
And then we
brought not one
collectively as
human
comedians
being.
brought like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, I brought not a single human being. I don't think.
And they had like 55.
I forgot to message my friend and tell him like I was supposed to message him on the way and then possibly pick him up, and I didn't do that.
And
But then I
almost
got
didn't-
strep throat right after that, so he was probably.
you guys
better
both
off.
had great sets.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I'm
That
glad
was
I
fun.
almost canceled twice.
Oh,
Well, first when you told me it was going to be in Newark. I was
Yes.
like, I don't really.
everybody.
It was in
wants
Kearney. I agreed to Kearney. I don't know what Kearney is. It doesn't sound
Kearney's
dangerous.
almost
It's probably worse.
Worse. It's like
It probably
more of
is.
a pain in the ass to get to. Like when you see, you know what it was. When you said I had been to this spot before, and I like that spot, and it's right off 21. It's easy
Yeah,
to
it's not
get
that
to.
hard to get to.
It's right by Ironbound, so I was immediately like, "This is the best case scenario for Newark."
For Newark.
Yeah,
You're like,
once I got there,
this
I
was
found,
like
yeah.
by far the best case scenario. Kearney, I don't know anything about, so to me, Kearney was like so far away. It seemed.
You know what's crazy is I don't know too much about Newark. I don't know too much about Kearney, but you don't hear bad things.
No, nothing.
About I've never heard Kearney's dangerous. So you're going over there. You hear that about Newark, and you know what? To be honest with you, do I ever see it? No. Do I drive through there at the wrong times? No. But I did remember one time I did an open mic there, and there was a fucking bouncer and a metal detector, and I was like, well, I don't really want to do an open mic where there's a bouncer and a metal detector.
Yeah, I don't need. That's not the energy I need.
Because also the people who are there who maybe have metal on them outside know that I don't have metal on me.
Right.
Yep,
Now,
they sure
Yeah.
do.
once you go in.
Like, yeah, I mean, well, there's different levels of danger or fun. It can be fun.
Exactly. But you know what? I'm glad I got to do it because it was a lot of fun. And then I also, the second time I almost canceled was I couldn't cross that fucking the 4-lane street thing to get to where that was.
Oh, that's tough over there.
Bro, because there's 2 lanes going in one direction and 2 lanes. So like if you get it clear on one side, you're not clear on that side. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll make a right and then I'll go make a left.
It's got to be aggressive Newark
You just
style.
have to, literally you just have to
Yeah.
gun it.
Like, I would much rather deal with like a shooting than like wild animals for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want I don't want to
No,
be like in
no.
a place where there's like a tiger loose.
Oh,
like,
where the fuck are tigers?
yeah,
loose?
You know what I mean? Or like there's like this
We're not in
gorilla
India.
broke out of
What
the
about a
zoo.
bear? How about a bear?
No, I would much rather deal with a shooting.
Then a bear?
Yeah, I think so.
A black bear is gonna go away.
A
It's
black
grounded.
bear in the open mic or a shooter? At the open mic, you're going to take the shooter.
Is the shooter shooting the comics?
Yeah.
Or is it there's a
All right, it's law of averages.
like you're like I was thinking more of it like we're at this place, there's an open mic, and 2 people get into it and they start shooting each other, and we're just in the cross.
And we might get hit.
Well, as I've been through several shootings, they're fun as long as you don't get hit.
Right.
Oh yeah.
As somebody who's been in several places where there have been shots fired, at the end of it, I can say it was fun.
Yeah,
I
you're right,
didn't
you're
get
right.
hit. Nobody I knew died.
It's like you get a rush.
It was exciting. It was very much fun. It was very much of a fun thing. I laid on the ground. I waited for it to stop. I'm like, are we going to start the show again?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no, there was a shooting. We're not going to start the show again. Go home.
I love
and I'm like,
that.
well, I was very much ready to go again. The shooting didn't disrupt my time. I'm still ready to have a good time. The shooting didn't really deter me that much.
When you get to shoot and
I've
not
been like
get
2
shot,
or 3 shootings. It's
a lot
very
of
fun when
yeah.
you don't get shot.
I do that at the gun range. It's a little different, 99% of the time, nobody gets shot, but
yeah, it's like a good. I love the gun range too. You do. I've been to that same gun range. A lot of people kill themselves there.
I think they did it twice now, right?
Yeah, a couple times.
That happened at the one I used to go to. My friends all worked at.
Woodland Park?
No, it's in.
that's
it's a
my
shotgun
favorite
range. The guy just turned the shotgun at his head.
You know what's the
that's
crazy
sad.
thing is, like,
And this kid was just
why
standing
do
there
it there? I don't get.
Hey, you're just
Since you get a
ruining it
gun,
for
you get a
everybody.
gun
Well,
for $25.
Oh, I don't know if they
don't
rent
have
their
access
guns.
to their guns. Well, the one in,
That's why.
Did they
Because
rent
don't
guns
have,
for
they don't
hire
have a gun,
rents?
so they just go.
That's why.
But no, they.
You do know you could just swallow like 30 Advil and die.
Well, here's
right?
the other thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't anybody know there's 40 things in your house you can kill yourself very quickly and easily? You don't need to ruin everybody else's day at the gun range. You don't need to hold up
That's
traffic on the George Washington Bridge to kill yourself.
Yeah,
You
right.
could do it at home with aspirin and very much not ruin everybody else's day with your bullshit.
Right.
You don't need to step in front of the train and make everybody late for work. Just take 40 Advil at home and die. It's just as easy. And now everybody else's day isn't off put by your bullshit.
Well, that's because suicide is a very selfish thing, man.
It is a very
That's
selfish.
pretty. That's
It really
funny.
is. No, but you're 100% right. Like, yo, this guy's life sucks, so he jumps in front of the train, and now everybody's day.
Yeah, now
life
everybody's
sucks.
day.
And now I have to remember the day that you jumped in front of the train. Now I had to watch that because you had, like, now my day is fucked up because you've traumatized everybody else because now that lady's got a thing now because she wanted, something's wrong with Sarah. Oh, what's wrong with Sarah? They go, well, Sarah moved to New York City and this lunatic jumped in front of a train and she saw it. Now she's not right anymore. Now she had to move back home with her mother in Iowa. And now she lives, now she can't work at her job anymore. She's afraid to go to the library now.
Well, that shit is traumatizing.
Every time she hears a whistle, like, yeah, it
Bro,
is.
when I worked in the
so many
city,
people probably like that.
so I'm glad this is how I came across it. But when I worked in the city, I remember one time there were all these cops around the bus, and I was like, oh, what's that? And then I just see a whole bunch of blood, and then the silhouette of a body under a sheet. Thank God there was a sheet. And apparently, a bus fucking just made a right, and then hit a fucking bike, and the guy went under, and he's fucking...
Oh, yeah.
And, like, if you saw that live, you're not gonna...
Ruined you.
I mean, look, you could definitely get desensitized to it after a long time.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if it was day in, day out, you lived
Seeing
there.
a dead body on TV and seeing one in
real
person
life,
is a
though,
very different
it's
thing.
very
It's a
different.
very different thing. And it's different between seeing one at, like, a wake
Oh.
and seeing one out on, like, the
when
street.
you smell the iron and the blood, bro. There was roadkill on my way here, and for like at least 2-3 minutes after I drove past it, I could still smell like the meat smell.
And how erect
in the
were
air.
you?
Oh, I was hungry more than that. That was good-looking deer.
Good thing you weren't vegan.
No, I could never be.
I could never do that.
I could, I do like eating a lot of fruit.
Same. He hates fruit.
Really? Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. You can't eat a banana.
Oh no, I threw up at a gym. I'll tell this story.
How do you not? I mean, I get
They
it.
had
Consistency thing.
It was just the taste,
flavor.
everything
Okay,
about it.
that's fair.
There's a free samples thing at the gym, so it looked like it said caramel macchiato protein thing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I love a caramel macchiato. That is my Starbucks beverage of choice. So I'm excited. I finally get a free sample I'm looking to try. I go, I take it, I switch it back immediately. I go, oh no, something's not right. I can taste the banana, and
it's
I
that
know.
bad.
Oh,
That's
I say to the guy at the counter, I go, is there banana in this? And he goes, yeah, of course. And I'm like, why do you have banana in a caramel macchiato? And he goes, that's not caramel macchiato. That sign's just old. And I'm like, oh. I immediately had to run out the front door.
To throw up.
And I Ralphed all over the giant monster truck tire, to the point where a guy had to come out and hose off the monster truck tire that people flip in the parking lot because I threw up all over it.
You just don't like the taste.
Oh, immediately. They were amazed. They're like, the second I said, confirm there was banana, he's like, I've never seen anybody like throw a vomit so quickly.
Wow.
Where I had to run out of there. See,
What if he didn't say
into
banana though?
What?
What if he was like, no,
I knew it still was
vanilla.
coming back up. It was still. I'm like, no, there has to be banana in here. I was going to throw up.
Well, I get that.
At White Castle.
Ooh, I love White Castle.
I do love White
bananas
Castle.
there?
I hate pickles.
Oh yeah, you said that too, and I get that. I dislike them. Now I like them.
And
I like them both.
I had like 5 burgers. The first 4 were perfect.
One of them.
So I don't go to check the 5th one. By this point, I go, every other one's perfect. I trust them.
They should be.
And I took a bite, and the pickle, and I all over the table. I mean,
Really?
I instantly all
You
over.
can't just like take it out.
Well, no, I bit it and tasted the pickle.
You don't
and
know.
started chewing, and the flavor came, and it was just.
So you don't
See,
like vinegar either?
I love vinegar.
As soon as I bite,
I don't mind vinegar.
as soon as I would bite a sandwich, because I used to always order it without pickles, and then I would bite it and I would taste the pickle and I would just open it up and throw it.
That's me with cheese.
I won't even eat it if it's got the pickle on it. I go.
But now
I
like it.
I lie and say I'm allergic to pickles at places.
Bro, and you can't. And you know what? They know you're lying too, especially at McDonald's, because the Big Mac sauce has pickles in it.
Oh, I don't get
So
the
you
Big
can't
Mac.
say I'm allergic to pickles and then ask for extra Big Mac
see,
sauce.
I don't do Big Mac sauce. I'm a plain Jane.
Plain. So you don't even get a Big Mac then?
No.
Because why would you get all that extra bread?
And I don't like the fact that the bread has the seeds on it. I hate a sesame seed.
You are weird.
I'm
You're
a
an eater. You
psychopath.
are definitely a picky eater. No,
I'm a psycho.
no, it's not that. It's just I don't. I was just thinking while you were saying that, quick in my head, like, is there anything that I would, unless it's rotten or spoiled or something like that, I don't think there's anything I would eat and be like, oh,
My mom was like that. My mom could just eat whatever. I can never do that.
I'm only like that with cheese. Like, I'll throw up if I'd like.
Really?
If somebody was like.
I don't love cheese either. I'm not a big cheese guy. I like a mozzarella.
Something about it, I just don't like.
I don't need cheese on everything. Like, I don't need to wake up and have a bunch of cheese on my fucking breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
No, I love cheese though. See, and that's the thing. Like
Like a charcuterie board freaks me out.
I hate that.
Like whatever, if there's different types
I
of
don't
ones,
want your
like
cubed fucking cheese, your
Yeah.
fucking fruit.
like
your
Kraft
fucking sugar
singles is
meat. I don't want any
alright
of that on
because
there.
it's integrated.
Give me a real fucking food, please.
Yeah.
uncultured.
I don't want your fingerboard nonsense. I don't want your crackers and your soft cheese while you're performing
I agree
at the
100%.
park.
Look, my big problem with
in
charcuterie.
Williamsburg.
My biggest problem with charcuterie boards are it's all different types of pork. That's it. It's like
no
9
good
different.
for
How
you.
do you make pork in 9 different ways, and each of them has?
Well,
their
as
own
somebody
name?
who worked at a school,
One of them is a
in Fairlawn,
salami, and then a gabagool, and a capicola, and then a.
When I was a chef
pepper,
at
something
a
Which
middle
is
school
crazy
in
because
Fairlawn,
they're like Asian.
there was
aren't
no
they?
ham.
charcuterie.
But we had ham, but it was turkey ham. We had salami, but it was turkey salami.
See that I could fuck with.
Everything was made because there was a big Jewish population in Fairlawn, and we could not have ham on the.
Yo, that's hilarious. Their high school was called their mascot was they were called the Fairlawn Cutters.
Cutters?
Yeah, and now
Bunch
it's
of
like
emo
price
kids.
cutters probably. Get it? Because I had to do one of those jokes. That's my style of joke.
Charcuterie.
You must be a big kneecap fan. You big kneecap fan?
What's neat? What is?
Oh,
I love my kneecaps.
No,
yeah.
they're the band. They're this Irish band that got a lot of crap at Coachella for their free Palestine
Oh
stuff.
no!
And
He never
Sharon
said what
Osbourne.
music he liked.
And Sharon Osbourne was saying that they should have their U.S. visas taken away from them.
Whoa.
Look. Some people. I'm gonna tell. I'll just keep it.
Yeah, you never told us
Let's
what
see, how do
music
we
you
say
like
this?
either.
What is it?
You never told us what music you like either.
Yeah, you just said
hip-hop.
not new music.
Yeah, hip hop. But I'll listen to everything.
So you think-
I like Jelly Roll. Like he's one of the newer people. Like I
Okay.
said, Russ is one of the newer people.
You
Oh
like
yeah, he's
Jelly
totally like
Roll?
Kid Cudi.
I like Halsey. The lady sent. She's actually fucking pretty good.
Can I give you a cool?
She's really good.
I'll give you a little tidbit. My ex-girlfriend went to high school with Halsey.
She's cool as shit. She's very certain
Folks,
people.
I'm a starfucker.
Remember how I said I like when people tell me
I'm
about
connected.
when people tell you about them on stage. I like that. Same thing with the music. And like one of her songs randomly popped in,
Yeah.
and she's very like Taylor Swift, I guess, does it, but hers always just seems very generic. Of like, oh, this guy fucked me over. I hate guys. I make bad decisions, and I let other women make bad decisions too, and
Right.
never own up for it. It's
Yeah.
never your fault. It's like, but the point is, I like her and Doja Cat too. Oof.
Oh yeah, Doja
They
Cat.
let you know about them.
Enough
like
with
that.
the short hair. Though.
I hate the short
I don't
hair.
like that.
Enough
either.
with that.
I love
Can
that
we
Tia
all
and
agree?
Tamara song she's got with Rico Nasty. She's talking about the
Dude, she was in Little Dicky. What's the show? Dave. And
That show's good or not?
that made me fall in love with her. Yeah. Oh, I love Dave. Dave is good.
What do you think about Theo Von's claiming that
Oh, I heard about the
that
wooden
they
shirt.
stole a bunch of his bits for the show?
Whoa.
I'm gonna say
Parallel
I don't
thinking?
know. No, I'm gonna say this is what I think because I've heard this a lot. People who work as writers for shows will go to comedy clubs to get ideas for things, and maybe they'll try to change it enough to make it not look like it, but they can still kind of take your idea. I believe a lot of SNL shit. Is
all it
made
takes is
that way.
one writer. Well, if you pitch something to SNL too, it becomes their property no matter, even if they don't like it. They could just be like, nah, it's kind of sucks.
But we
And
still
then-
own this.
Yeah.
My apartment, I just had to renew my lease, and they say anything you upgrade in the apartment is technically theirs. And I was like, oh, so like if I change the shower head, now it's their shower head. Like, no, I'm putting the old
What if
one
I
back
just don't
on.
tell you that I changed the shower head?
Yeah.
Like that and just put. Like,
I guess what they're kind of what they
I guess
better
they think
mean
appliances
is
what
like
they're
don't
talking-
take anything away. Like,
Wait, so if you buy a microwave, you gotta keep it there?
well,
You can't
see,
leave.
that's the thing. I don't know what they mean by that. I guess they mean like, let's say I change one of the light fixtures and I put a scone instead of the one that they have. Don't just take the scone and leave it empty.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, which is what I would do. I replace the shower head because I want a nice fucking shower head.
Of course.
Sure.
And then I like the little cord thing so you can clean the rest
Nobody
of the
wants a
fucking
shitty
bathroom.
shower head. There's nothing worse than like a limp shower head where it's got this like limp dick water.
It's
coming
also
out.
Yeah, the water like trickling. Like,
I don't need this like fucking like it's pissing.
You know,
on
like the
balls,
handle thing,
like,
though?
You know, like
I've
that
always-
weak stream mass like shower head.
I've
You know what I
always
mean? I
had
want-
the handle. And I like the little handle. Take it off.
You
so you
hold
can
it?
clean.
Oh.
No. But like when you
Oh, yeah,
can
good for cleaning,
to clean
too.
I
the
like
rest
the
of
idea
your.
of being able to take that out and get my undercarriage.
Well, I don't have to
without
do that,
having
but you know what? It is kind of nice, like to be able to fucking, sometimes when I'm like washing that, I'm like, you hit the certain spots.
I just want to
But-
sit in a chair and be cleaned like an elephant at the circus. I'm just a woman in here with like a hose and like a sponge cleaning me
Yeah.
as I
And
sit in my chair.
a giant
With
fucking
with like a giant brush as I sit in a chair
Broom.
and watch TV as this lady cleans me like a fat elephant at the circus. That's really all I want. It's just that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to have to do anything for myself.
wow.
I just want to be cleaned like a fat elephant at the circus with a giant brush, just cleaning my back as I sit here
That would
and
be
watch
nice.
YouTube. They'd be like, okay,
Oh.
just put it on and it'll clean his back. He doesn't smell at the open mic tonight.
You gotta get.
Wow.
They have this little shower case you can put your phone in.
Oh, that's a
That's
Because I feel like,
Yeah.
can I share with you a
Fucking
YouTube
awesome.
conspiracy theory that I have?
Yeah.
I know for a fact that YouTube knows when I'm in the shower
Okay.
and purposely gives me longer ads because they know I can't click skip than they do when my hands are active.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden I'll be in the shower and I'm never getting like 2 or 3 minute YouTube ads where like each video is like 3 minutes long. But when I'm in the shower, they'll get me with those because I can't click out.
Yep.
And that shower bag will end that.
No,
I'm on to
I'll tell you, the
YouTube.
shower thing. You can do a shower bag.
I
but-
think they're like, okay, I think they give you a quick
Shower
tester.
bag?
I think they give me a quick one first with skip ad, and they go, okay, he didn't hit the skip ad. He's in the shower. We know. Or they
Yeah.
track the times. Or it knows, the algorithm knows he showers between these
I don't know.
times normally.
I think
This
it's
is when
more.
we'll hit him with the
What
long
you
ads.
just said makes more sense. Is
I
hey,
believe
maybe
that, though.
his finger's not available to hit skip ad.
That's true.
So
they
let's
give you
just-
the longer ones.
Let me just play it through.
And now I'm
because-
tortured in the shower now. Like, get me out of this.
So I have YouTube Premium because I started with they gave me a 30-day trial during one of the.
That's how you get
it was
me in your
during
service.
one of the elections, and instead of seeing all those fucking election ads, I got it.
Oh,
and then I was
that
like,
was so good.
and then when it
That's so
ended, and
nice.
I for a week. I had to listen to election ads and all that shit,
Oh.
and I was like, I'll fucking pay the money to not have to deal with that.
Yep.
But the best thing about it, so what I have is this little thing. It opens up, you put your phone in, but you can slide it on this thing and it can pivot. So you can put it full screen and all that. You get a little shower speaker Don't keep it under the water. Keep it on the drier side of the shower.
I got my Bluetooth I keep out by the sink.
I'd be offended if
the
I had the
toilet.
thing up and then I was just getting ads for like Manscaped or something.
I usually speaking of
trying to
music.
say, yo?
Speaking of music, the most time I listen to music is in the shower because I like to sing in the shower.
I never listen to music in
Never,
the shower.
ever.
I'm only
Really?
listening to like
No,
radio
that's the
or
most cringe thing
I
to
do
me.
Opie
In my own life, not your life.
No,
but
that's
for
fair.
me.
I do Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern, stuff like that. In the
I'll listen
shower.
to a
I
podcast.
wanna
Yeah.
make
I mean, like
phone
listening to
calls,
Tim
I wanna
Dillon.
laugh.
Well,
Yeah.
here's my thing, right? So I'll be listening to like Legion of Skanks
Okay.
or something in the shower, and then all of a sudden they just start saying the N word a lot. And now I live in an apartment complex, and now like my neighbors can hear because my window's open
Yeah, they
too,
can.
and it's like,
Yeah.
so I'd rather just have them listen to my singing, and if they like it, good.
Couple
If
of
they
ham
don't
and
like
eggers,
it-
never
Yeah.
hurt nobody.
Ham and eggers.
Did I give you the name of this episode?
Yeah, 100%.
Ham and eggers.
I love that.
What a like. It's,
Do you want to get him on a call?
I
You
would
want
love
to do
that.
a call?
Would you
Dude,
do a
I
prank
thought
phone call?
you guys do the call, and I just kind of.
But you're a special guest.
Yeah, I don't know. Who do we call though? I don't know what to.
I wanted to call a card store, right? So hear me out, right? So they got all these crazy cards, and something like maybe you get offended, like right? It's like a terrorist thing, right? Maybe not, but it's like oh my son, we're Arab. My son got a card from this other boy, and it says, I hope your party's like a real kaboom or something like that. It's like a real like you have a blast, and they have like there's like a guy with like an RPG, and then you have to like explain that to them, like oh my god, you guys are selling these cards.
See, I'm trying to think. I would rather something
You're
that's
offended
close
by-
to that, but like realistic.
You were
That could-
offended
Yeah,
by
but
their
exactly.
gender
Because,
neutral
like,
birthday card, maybe, or their let's see.
You're, by the way, really good at the riffing on there. I listened to a couple, like I said, a couple of the pods, and you were fucking really good, especially the Best Buy one. And you're like, you got him to, I guess, agree to let you go speak to the entire staff.
I wanted him to. I was like, can you just gather everybody in a room right now, and I'll talk to them right now.
Yeah.
Put me on speaker. Gather all your employees in a room. Put me on speaker and let me coach them.
I feel like nobody picks up the phone anymore, though.
They don't.
They will at a card store. See, it's not like a department. Like we tried to call Macy's,
that.
You
was a
can't
disaster.
Marshalls.
They always have.
They didn't give a shit that they told this kid that Santa wasn't real at the department
I
store. They
heard
did
that
not
one. Yeah,
care.
they didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't care at all.
No.
Messed up. LD though. Threw
LD,
away
we had a great
You said the wrong school.
Said the wrong school.
What a jerk.
Because that kid was freaked out. That kid was like,
he called you back.
Called
That
me
was
back.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And you on fucking point answered the call and said, "Yeah, this is the dean. Dean Blank's
Dean
office."
Marquez Johnson. How's all?
And then you just ended with like, yeah, it's fine. Whatever. You're good, bro.
I'm like,
You're
I
good,
was
bro.
so annoyed that I'm so annoyed because I'm like, fucking Aldine, this would have been so. I'm so pissed because I'm like, Aldine, this was so good.
Oh,
How did you fuck this up so like in such a perfect Aldine way? He didn't even know what school his friend went
Oh,
to.
Scranton.
And I'm like, what is not even? They're not even anywhere near each other.
it's Chris Park's birthday today. Let's fucking prank call him.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Is this his birthday today?
Yeah,
Oh, I did not know
that
that.
is Cinco de Mayo.
He's a Cinco de Mayo baby.
Yeah, that's why he's fat, because he thinks it means sink full of mayo. That joke never works. Thank you for
Sink
chuckling.
full of mayo.
Do you star 67 him or what?
Oh,
He knows all of our phone numbers.
does he?
He doesn't have my phone number, but I am recording. I don't know how that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Fuck.
All right, never mind.
No, that'd be good.
I could do something with
I don't know
Chat
what we
GPT
do
then,
with him.
because I could fuck with him. I tried to do this thing where you can.
See if he answers a no caller ID.
There's this website where you can anonymously let people know that they may have an STD, and what it does is like you fill out this information, and then it'll randomly send a text message to somebody saying, "Hey, you might have this STD. You should go get tested."
That's fucking diabolical. I love
But
it.
it's probably made for this generation who's too nervous to do that directly,
No,
right?
I'll just let them keep spreading herpes all over.
And it even says like, don't misuse this, and you got to put your own phone number to confirm it.
This.
Like that you did this.
Internet thing. I wouldn't dare use this for not the right purpose.
Yeah, but I did that to Chris Park,
Did you?
and he never got the message.
Oh, so now they're just like,
He's calling you.
no, this is probably. I think I'm late on a bill.
Oh,
I
that could have been Chris Park. So what else they got?
don't know. The Wegmans has cards.
Wegmans might work. Maybe they'll answer the phone. It's not. That doesn't seem too corporate.
A Wegman's like a
Yeah, it's like Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
but like fancier, a couple more libs.
Yeah, they might have like I'm looking for a gender dysmorphia card. I don't know. What am I looking for?
His idea was pretty good.
Yeah, his was good.
Yeah, let's do that.
What was it again?
Something about
trying
like
to convince your girl that you're to get an abortion.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
You can do that with anyone. Trying to convince your girl she should like transition because I don't know how to break up with her.
Yeah.
Something like you know what I
Anybody
mean?
breakup cards?
Yeah, they probably do.
She's pregnant. I want to get rid of her.
And I kind of like. She wants to keep it. And
I don't want it.
She said she doesn't need me in her life, so I think that we're probably going to end it. And I think it'd be good to end it with a card.
Yeah, something like that.
Thanks for calling How may I help you?
Yes, hi. Do you guys have cards, like greeting cards?
Greeting cards, yes.
Okay, great. I was wondering, I'm looking to get a card for like a breakup. My girlfriend's pregnant. She wants to have it. I don't want to keep it. I'm looking to break up with her through like a card.
If you have a card like that, you would have to come in and take a look.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, I thought maybe you would know if you could check for me.
No, thank you. Have a good night.
No, you don't have any abortion cards? She was not having it.
Yeah, see a woman? Yeah, she was like, that's a bad.
She's like, I don't think you should break up through card like that.
Yeah.
I think I lost her when I said she wants to have the baby and I don't want it.
Yeah, that's where she was.
She was like, you're going to have to come in and look for that.
You're going to have to come in and look for it. Like, yeah, we might have it. I ain't looking for it.
You know you don't have that card. What do you mean? Why are you going to make me come down there? Imagine if we followed up.
Take a look.
I'm like, hey, I was on the phone.
Yeah, we should just go.
I called about the abortion card.
Dude, that's why, like, AI, you could probably tell AI to, like, make that card for you. And ChatGPT will do that shit.
Oh, that would be fun.
It'll misspell it because they do that all the time.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast. I think we did. But Black Mirror, this latest season, has some really fucked up shit that you should definitely check out because it's very dystopian and I almost feel like...
The one with the lady, she's like talking to the thing.
That thing is crazy.
That was pretty crazy.
There's another one. It was kind of like a part 2 of one they did last season, the SS McAllister or something like that.
The spaceship
but
thing.
That is a really great concept. And I forgot the first episode without spoiling anything is this guy gets DNA from people and he can make a copy or clone of that person in the game. So this is in the game, this is a real person. It's a clone of a real person. It's not, but the person on the outside has no idea that there's a clone of them in this game. And apparently, slight spoiler alert, count down 3, 2, mute yourself. All right. It was made by the sex industry. So if I got DNA from somebody I wanted to have virtual sex with, I could do it. And I was like, bro, imagine that. And so like you just see a hot girl at the bar and you somehow get their DNA and now you can just go virtually and bang this clone of this person.
Whoa.
That was what it was that
Westworld.
technology was developed for. But it's like, imagine, bro, they outloaded it apparently immediately. Unspoiler alert now.
As a kid, I used to have a dream where I could like, one of my wishes would be like, I could be like, pick anybody I want and be like, we'll have sex. And,
well, you kind of can. You kind of can.
That was like my dream. And like, oh, just feel like they'll be into me.
So the most fun.
And then my other one
blow
was
out your candles.
My other one was a thing where I could zap my pee and poop to other people. So when I was at the movies, I wouldn't have to get up to go to the bathroom. I could just zap my pee to somebody else sitting in the theater, and then he would have to go. And then I was like, oh, how great would it be when I'm in class? I could be like about to piss myself and then zap it over to this guy I don't like, and then he'd pee himself.
Yo,
these were what I was thinking about as a kid.
Not to just get rid of it, the feeling entirely.
It was also
to bring that onto somebody else.
Yes. Somebody else had to have the pain. It wasn't good enough for me to just not have to pee anymore. Somebody else had to suffer as well.
Oh damn!
I don't know why.
No, but that's clever at least.
I was like, oh, that's the invention right there.
Teleporting pee. I thought of like some kind of like over the dick, like condom glove thing that you could put on, and then it'll have like a tube that'll go down your leg, and then you can like kind of like open the door and just like run the tube out the door so you could pee while you're driving.
Ooh,
but it could also go into like a little like pouch or something like that. So if you don't have the ability, let's say you're in an airplane, you can't just let it fucking flow out the bottom.
That's like my stairless water park where you just sit in the tube the whole time and it kind of just drifts you. The water park is a lazy river and you're in a tube.
And then you can just take an exit.
Yeah, and it's got like a thing you just hold the rope and it drags your tube up to the top.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Dude, you just made it. Shut up. Take that out of this. We gotta fucking keep. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
That is good.
The laziest water park.
Yes. As I tell you, I went to the Great Lakes Lodge and there was just so many the whole day was all the stairs.
And then you know what we're gonna do to make it even lazier?
Stairs.
There's two.
Stairs.
You know what? Oh, okay. You don't like stairs?
I don't mind stairs. I look at my house as a giant staircase. I live in a staircase. I live in old Mother Hubbard's shoe here with these fucking stairs. I have to.
You gotta have the rope clip onto the lazy river thing because people are gonna be so lazy they're not gonna be able to.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It clips right onto the tube. Oh, that's brilliant. Because I got the idea from snow tubing. If you go snow tubing, they'll drag you up the mountain on the thing, and it's like you don't have to walk up the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the water park was just so much stairs. By hour 5, I was like, my knees were killing me.
Half the time you're in a water park,
and you're carrying a 40-pound tube up these stairs.
Well, that's the other thing.
It's very
hot. It's nice when they have the tube already up there for you that you can just get in.
I hate when you have to drag it with you up the thing.
Yeah, because it's very inconvenient. You're holding it and now it's blocking things, and you don't want to bump
and it's
somebody.
Just like
you want to
face
fall down.
to wet butt to face to wet butt, the whole stairway down. You know.
And then there's some kid who's trying to go quickly because he's excited.
Yeah, and then he that's true.
We should do that. We should definitely go to a water park.
Enthusiasm, we should go to zest for life.
I want to play a comedian softball game.
I would love.
I don't play
sports.
I do rugby.
Cricket?
I played rugby in college, and I wrestled.
Oh yeah, we went to the same college.
We did Manly.
Willie Patterson, right?
Yeah.
Willie P guys.
Yeah.
What about you?
Arizona State and Montclair State.
If you want to call Chris Park, he went to Willie P too. We can call him and ask for donations. Be like, happy birthday, Chris! Would you like to donate? And it's
fuck you. He's like, oh, that's rich.
I drive Uber Eats with your shitty fucking degree. You think I'm gonna give you money?
Bro, that was literally what I responded to one of the alumni emails.
All right, we'll do that. And
if you want, we don't have to.
No, we'll do it, but we'll sign off now, and then we'll do this call so that it could just take us right to the promised land.
All right.
So this has been Caffeine Overdose 17.
I almost said this has been pissed off.
It also kind of is. It's like that collab episode, you know, like Jimmy Neutron, Timmy Turner kind of thing like that.
Swapcast.
Yusef Goff.
At Instagram, at Yusef Goff.
Love
backup
his
account
podcast.
is at Pissed Off Podcast. I only have that because I keep getting strikes on my main account.
Word.
Mainly post stories on there. And check out the podcast, mainly on Spotify or anywhere else you'd listen to it. It's Pissed Off Podcast. No podcast, just Pissed Off.
It's on Apple, I believe.
GOF.
That's where I listen to it.
GOF, correct.
I'm an Apple subscriber to it.
That's how I missed it the first time. Because there's that football player, Goff.
2S.
So it's like, where is this podcast?
That guy.
Damn Jared Goff.
Nobody ever knew my
I also
last name
didn't do
until
my
that.
research. I could have just looked at your Instagram.
No, that's
probably.
fine.
I just remembered the name.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. He's probably like, who's this wrong number?
Don't keep calling me.
Hello?
Hello, Chris.
Who's this?
This is Marcus Klein from William Patterson University. How are you?
Can I help you?
Yeah, we just noticed that it was your birthday today, so we wanted to wish you a special happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No, that's totally fine. And we're kind of low on donations right now, so we were wondering if we could contact out to you and if you could pay for a birthday gram and you could sign it off as a donation to the school. We need help for the student council.
Not currently, man. I really can't help you.
Well, the donation started $20, so anything, and it comes with a frame and a picture of you from your graduation ceremony. So,
No, thank you.
So good. Oh my God.